What's up, guys? I'm Chris Trexmore,
I'm Daktyl.
and you're watching Fossil House. Let's go Nuzlocke. Okay, I like it. It's growing on me. But I was talking about like making money from streaming and stuff like that. So if you can get like a constant stream of big tournaments, stuff like final round or what Unite was supposed to be, then you can get away with streaming. But depending on where you live, like for me, going to Unite would have been like a 4-hour drive, and that's a lot of wear and tear on the vehicle, and then that's time I can't be at another event. But if the content is good and it's worth it, it would have been a great time. I was actually really looking forward to Unite and like getting to see the South Carolina guys again, because every time I go to South Carolina, I get a lot of views. So it's always worth it to me to go, even if I take a little bit less than the I'm gonna say industry standard. I don't know if it's actually the standard. And then like Zebra's always. I feel like he's normally got my back. I recently joined Fly Society. Can I tell you what happened about words are hard. What happened with Unite? You guys have the exact same information I do. So when I found out about Unite, I found out about Unite the same time you guys did. Like Zebra messaged me on Discord. He's like, "Hey, I want you to do 2 things. 1, I want you to call me on Discord, and 2, I want you to read this post so I can hear how you react to it in real time."
That's a hell of a thing.
And Zebra says he's done helping with tourneys, but I feel like he's said that a lot. But if you go back and read the tweet, he said he was done with, I think specifically South Carolina tourneys, and I don't even think he's done with that. He's probably just not going to be as forward-facing with it as he has been in the past, and like kind of let other people, not necessarily take the blame for when things go wrong, but let other people kind of handle things, because he has a reputation that I feel is wholly undeserved of always kind of messing things up, which, again, I disagree with 100%. He's, like, every time I've worked with him, I've never had any problems. He's made, like, 1 or 2 decisions I don't agree with, like having a lunch break in the middle of a tournament. I always think that's a terrible idea because, 1, I run a stream, and when you run a lunch break in the middle of a tournament, that's like an hour and a half to 2 hours that I don't have content. But, yeah, I didn't mean to run down the stairs, and I'm stuck, but it's okay.
Don't worry about it.
Go back down. See that ladder?
Oh, okay.
Ah.
Well,
Yeah.
I thought that was just going to go all the way to the beginning. That's why I just was looking around.
Yeah. I actually think it takes you more to the end, but that's fine.
It's been a constant theme in all the dungeons.
Yeah.
You reach the end, there's a thing at the beginning, or that takes you to the beginning. It's kind of a common RPG trope, actually. So.
Well, I mean, you don't want to have to backtrack all the way through the dungeon, and you
yeah.
don't want to force people to buy an item just
I've always hated
to
that.
avoid that. Yeah. So that's why stuff like dig and the shortcuts out are always super appreciated.
The question is he going to blow up?
Probably not. He's actually pretty high level.
Wait, why
also,
are they Scald?
huh?
Nothing.
I don't know. Why are you using Scald?
Don't worry
Hopefully,
about it.
Jake
I didn't
Gyllenhaal-
hit Scald. What are you talking
Oh
about?
boy. Are we going to lose 2 Pokemon this week? Okay, we're good. Also, I stopped talking as fast and about stuff, so we lost viewers. But yeah, ask me more questions about tournaments, because it's where a lot of people are following me from. So that's what they want to hear about. They don't care about you and your life, James. This is the T-Rex show.
I mean,
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, psychic. But yeah, like I'm really upset about Unite, and small peek behind the curtain. Like I recently bought a new streaming computer and a new capture card and all that stuff, and one of the reasons I did that is because I thought I had 2 big events coming up, and I wanted to offer a high level of quality, and I knew I was going to be getting paid a certain amount for those events, and not getting paid what we agreed to for that event. It hurts. Like, not financially, because obviously I wasn't going to spend money I didn't have, but being able to recoup that loss and have that money stored up for when I do hopefully make that move to Atlanta, and having that backup in case streaming tournaments doesn't get me the money I need to would be very unfortunate. Somebody asked me who the guy next to me is, and this is James. We've been playing Pokemon together since January. We've also been friends friends since high school. Well, because when we first met, we weren't friends.
No,
Yeah.
not at all. I
Yeah.
hated you.
Yeah. I get that a lot, actually. Especially in high school, because, you know what it's like being like in high school. All right, do not step on that teleportal. Do not.
Oh, was there not something else in there? As a kid.
It's the way out, I'm pretty sure. You can talk to him, but don't step on that portal. Yeah. Because then you have to go back through everything. Jesus Christ, you scared me. But yeah, especially in high school, you know, I was kind of that angsty teenager, and I thought it was funny to be really mean to people, and that's not who I am now.
Yeah, I think like one of the first things that, like one of our first interactions was I got kicked in the head.
Listen, I did warn you.
I'm not, you know,
Yeah.
there's no context for a reason.
Hold on, I
But-
just got invited to an event called Plan B, in Columbia, SC.
Plan B for Unite?
Yeah.
Thought so.
Well, I think this is throwing shots at them. I don't know what's going on. I need to talk to Zebra about that.
I should probably use an ether.
But yeah.
He used to be really, really mean in high school, and I used to be really annoying.
It
in high
wasn't
school.
even just in high school. It was because I remember it was when I was still in college. I remember I was judging a Yu-Gi-Oh event, and it wasn't a very well-run event. Like, you guys are familiar with the TO voice, where, you know, I'm that super loud voice where I talk from my gut. Before I learned how to do that, I would literally scream at people. And it sounds very different compared to, you know, the TO voice I do now. And then I was a little bit more abrasive. And then one day I got invited to a cookout by our friend Gabriel. You obviously remember Gabe. I don't think you guys know him because he's never made an appearance on any of my stuff.
Just anything. Yeah.
Yeah, but I remember like pulling up, and then one of the guys walking out, and he's like, "Hey man, do you know who I am? Do you remember me?" And I was like, "No, I don't." He's like, "I went to a regional, and you literally yelled at me to get out." And I was like, "Hey man, I'm really sorry. Actually, you know, we're under a lot of stress." And he's like, "No, I understand that. I used to judge. I know what it's like. But there is a certain amount of like professional decorum that, you know, we should expect from our judges and our people." And it made me really reevaluate the way, you know, I was doing tournaments and stuff like that. And that was like a huge shock to my system when and I did all the Yu-Gi-Oh stuff a long time before Smash Brothers. So a lot of you like Smash guys probably don't remember remember or know me from this point. You guys have known like the little bit more down to earth, slightly more depressed Chris, or T-Rex.
No different.
Yeah. But there's also something I've said for years that, you know, T-Rex and Chris are two different people. Like, T-Rex is always like, "Hey man, I'm T-Rex. I'm here. I'm running the tournament. If you need anything, let me know." And then Chris is here. You on these Let's Plays and streams, you see a lot more of Chris than you do T-Rex. But somebody's asking, "Are you going to be whipping a Nene?" No, I will not.
Hey, dude, that's like 4 years old, man.
Yeah.
No one's whipping nays anymore.
But we apparently whipping asses for sasses. So.
I did like that. That was pretty fun.
Yeah, dude. Every time Bulby makes a joke, I legitimately laugh. I'm very glad that he's joined our local community, and it's always a pleasure to see him.
Was he one of the guys who went to the regional? Not regional. Good lord.
The
Purple Panda thing.
Yeah, he went to one of the Marcos things once, and then he's been very consistent about showing up to the Purple Panda thing. I think it's just because it's much more convenient for him.
It's
Also,
a nice little area.
Yeah, it's a much better place than a pizza joint, to be 100% honest.
A tiny pizza joint.
Yeah, like, ooh, Slush Bomb.
Like, I might go and not even play, but hell, you know, I'll talk to people or whatever.
Yeah, because, you know, you've been involved in these streams with me for a while, and people are getting to know you. Like last week, Monster and Bruce were in here, and obviously you've met Jordan because Jordan's been here. But, you know, this week we have Bulby, who hasn't met you. Wait, Chris is Ross confirmed.
Chris, what?
Okay, I'm assuming that's a friend's joke. He said, friends, angst, and dinosaurs. Chris is Ross confirmed.
Ross from Friends?
Yeah, I would assume so. What other Ross do you know, man? And then wasn't Ross like a paleontologist in Friends or something like that?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I never watched Friends.
Me neither.
You know another show I'll never watch again? Scrubs. Because
because
it's
of
been
Raymond
scrubbed into my brain.
Yeah.
Oh, that was bad.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stick with it though. I like.
Yeah. What do you?
Oh no. I don't
Yeah,
know.
everyone's fine.
I was looking at
Oh,
ethers.
yeah.
Ethers.
Because I'm out of psychics, and there are a lot of poison types here.
You're out of stuff, and I'm almost out of stuff.
Yeah. Want to start watching The Office? I was watching The Office. I was really enjoying it, and then I got distracted by something else, and I never got back around to it.
I started watching it.
Yeah, I feel like The Office is, one of those just culture shows. I can't remember who it was, but my friend said his sister just literally always has it on in the background. Like, he went to visit her one day, and then, like, 2 days later he came back, and she was watching the same episode again. He's like, didn't you just watch it? She's like, oh, yeah, it's just always on.
I think I want to swap Bahamut with Nidoking, just because I'm seeing poisons and electrics. And you're covering the poisons. So I'll cover the electrics.
That makes sense. Seems really good, lazy. Listen, I didn't say I didn't go back to it because I was lazy. I said I got distracted, and I think it's because I
Wait, whoa. Whoa. How can you be lazy? You're watching a show.
Yeah. I think I started watching Yu-Gi-Oh! Again because I just really wanted to watch Yu-Gi-Oh! Again.
Don't be lazy, bro. You ain't caught up on Game of Thrones? So lazy.
Dude, Game of Thrones next month. Dude, I'm so hyped for Game of Thrones. Oh my god. Like, straight up. I was a little upset, with some of the things that happened last season. I feel like it's not necessarily portrayed in a way I was expecting. Because I read all the books. I actually made a bet with Evan back when I first read all the books.
What's going to finish first, the books of the show?
No. Who would finish? He bet me that I could not finish all the books that were out for Game of Thrones before he finished a single Halo book. And he bet me, he said he would eat his hat if it happened. He owes me a fried hat dinner. Because I read from all of them in the span of, I think, like 3 months. And he did not finish his book. And every time I see him, which I haven't seen him in a long time because he moved, but I was like, you owe me a hat. There's a switch up here.
Already.
No.
Maybe not. I don't know.
And I think you might be able to sleep in these beds. I'm not 100% sure. But speaking of which, it'd be really creepy. Oh, yeah. Yeah, here's this, hold on. There's a lot of questions. That's really creepy. Like, oh, here's this old abandoned mansion with burglars and scientists and people all over the place. And here's a bed. You should go to sleep in it. Yeah. But, okay, so, somebody asked, do I like the newer Yu-Gi-Oh? One, I haven't played Yu-Gi-Oh in forever. I have not watched any of the new Yu-Gi-Oh since, like, Zexal, and even then I only kind of watched it.
Good old Zexal.
I watched, obviously, the first season of Yu-Gi-Oh! Because I was that age when it came out. I watched GX when it came out because, again, I was that age. And that's when I started playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Competitively. And then, 5Ds when Synchros are introduced. That's when I really started playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Competitively.
Synchro stuff was great.
Yeah, and that's by far my favorite area of Yu-Gi-Oh! Was when the Synchros came out. And then the XZs, the XYZ, if you ever see it written out, that had just come out. And that's when I started quitting. Actually, no. I quit for a while, came back because I think...
You came back because of the dragon stuff.
No. Stairway... Something closed. And
Stairway closed.
Yeah, that was when XZs happened.
The room closed shortly after that.
Yeah.
Well, I say shortly. But
yeah, but yeah. And then in regards to the Halo book, there are tons of Halo books. Actually, most of them are pretty good reads. There's one, I think, The Flood, which is just a rehash of the first game, so I don't really. It's
they're all
not
pretty
terrible,
short, though, aren't they?
They're
not that big.
They're good novels. Like, it's not like 15 pages or anything like that. Did you get a secret key or anything for a gym? I feel like we didn't.
Yeah, because it. Just keep talking. I'll look.
All right. But yeah, there are a ton of Halo books.
Oh, yep. Secret key.
Oh, are you sure?
It says secret key.
I don't know if that's the right key. Flood was the part where everything. Well, the Flood book is. I hope that's the right key. Okay, yeah, that's fine. The Flood book is just the retelling of the Halo 1 game, but the Flood creatures are what you're talking about. Yeah.
I always thought that the Flood were probably the most interesting thing about Halo, just because they did the zombie thing, but they did it.
They did do it very well, and they did do it very different.
And that's what I like.
So, James, it is 8:45. Do you want to do? Oh, well, go ahead and go to the.
I want to heal. We can do one more episode.
Okay.
And,
that might be enough to get all the way through Cinnabar Gym then.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
Okay. All right. So.
'Cause I'm actually having fun.
Yeah. For those of you on the live stream, don't go anywhere. But if you're on YouTube, we'll see you next time. I butchered that. I'm Christopher T-Rex Moore.
I'm Daktyl.
And you're watching Fossil House Let's Go Nuzlocke. If you're on the live stream, don't go anywhere. If you're on YouTube, we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody. I love you.